Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namane Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pacharane Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschata Desataryane Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sri Vasadi Gaur Bhaktavendra Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Living in Stuyvesant Falls with Guru Maharaj is sort of like the ultimate service in terms of being close to the spiritual master, almost like in a familiar way, a dangerous way. But I've been with him for so long, serving him for so long, that I know what areas to be careful in, and I have a sense of, that etiquette and how far I can go in pushing the familiarity. Well, a typical day here is getting up at 2 o'clock in the morning, and he will start chanting almost immediately. And upstairs he's got an altar in the bedroom with a large photo of Radha Kalachandji from Dallas. He helped install those deities and get that temple, and he has a relationship with those deities. So we have Radha Kalachandji and Prabhupada and Lord Chaitanya. So that's his meditation while chanting in the morning, his 16 rounds, which he does all in one go. Well, after japa, he'll go to his chair having darshan of his chair is set up in front of another altar with Radha Govinda on it, and Lord Chaitanya, and then also there's Lord Nrsingadev. All these are deity, like Lord Nrsingadev, he's been worshipping for 35 years or 40 years. So these are deities some of these deities in the house have been worshipped by him for a very long time. Like, well, especially like the little Jagannath and Nrsingadev were from the same period, 1980. And then he works on the journal, the weekly journal, which each morning consists of, we call it looking for rabbits, like a magician will pull a rabbit out of a hat. So we brainstorm and try and come up with an idea for a journal entry. We shoot for 2 a day, and then that's one part. That's the written part. Come up with an idea. Then he'll write. He can't. His hand shakes too much now. He can't physically write on a pad anymore. So he dictates directly into a recorder, and then that gets sent to Guru Das for typing. And so that's what happened. And the other part of the journal is the excerpts from old books, 20 years old, 30 years old, whatever, because his books, so many books are practically new in the sense that when they were published, there would be no money to print more than 200 books, so only 200 people in the world have seen the books. So practically they're new. And, the reason the writing is in the book is because it's good. It's been edited and, considered. It wasn't just everything thrown in the book. It was put there because it was good quality. Breakfast is a time when, for an hour, the different devotees are reading on a, I don't know what the system is. It's something like Zoom, but it's just audio. No, actually it is Zoom to include more people. We just don't use the video. And so on a Zoom, there may be 15 devotees on it at a time, and everybody gets a chance to read, and Guru Maharaj also takes a turn at reading himself, and we're all deeply involved in hearing the Bhagavatam, an hour in the morning at breakfast, and then an hour and a half, 1 until 2:30 at lunchtime. And it's like a live reading group. So it's very, very nice. Everybody feels connected through the reading, and anyone is welcome, but, the new people join. A couple new people have joined recently as they hear about it and feel like making that a priority in their schedule. So that's a nice part of his day. That's not exactly outreach, but he's putting himself out to do that. It's like what would you say? It's a seva in the sense that, without him it wouldn't have the power and the sweetness that it does, but he makes it special and powerful. The association of a pure devotee is very important. We read about it all the time, and that increases the potency of the hearing just by that association. So it's very, very powerful reading. So that goes on morning and noon.
Hare Krishna. My obeisances to everyone. Obeisances to Guru Maharaj and Srila Prabhupada.
O Lord, this material body is a lump of ignorance, and the senses are networks of paths unto death. Somehow we have fallen into this ocean of material sense enjoyment. And of all the senses, the tongue is the most voracious and difficult to control. But Krishna is very kind to us. He has given us this nice prasadam just to control the tongue. Now let us take this prasadam to our full satisfaction and glorify their lordships, Sri Radha and Krishna, and in love, call for Lord Chaitanya and Prabhu Nityananda to please help us.
Jai. Hare Krishna. We can begin reading Srimad Bhagavatam.
Okay. Gurudas Prabhu, could you please begin?
Krishna, good afternoon, Maharaj, and my obeisances at your divine lotus feet. Obeisances to all the devotees present,
Coconut chutney.
and obeisances to Sri Vrindavan Das Thakur.
He Dana Yovana Putra Parijana Ite Kiyachi Paratiti Re Kamala Dala Jala Jivana Talamala Bhajahum Haripada Niti Re. In this verse, Srila Govinda Das actually says that there is no bliss in the enjoyment of youthful life. In youth, the person becomes very lusty to enjoy all kinds of sense objects. The sense objects of form, taste, smell, touch, and sound. The modern scientific method or advancement of scientific civilization encourages the enjoyment of these five senses.
And practically, because he's so lame, practically the only time he does leave the house is to go to doctor's appointments, because it hurts him to go up and down stairs and go out and go in wheelchairs and switch chairs in a doctor's office. And, it's just he's very sensitive because he's used to being in a bhajan kutir, and then to go out into the wild, wild world is a lot of sense, shock, culture shock.
Okay. So Guru Maharaj said to me once that taking darshan of Radha Govinda is one of his main bhajan. We must spend a lot of time in front of Radha Govinda. We have a garden for Radha Govinda. There's a lilac, lily of Diwali, hyacinth, tulips, roses. Lilacs are Guru Maharaj's favorite. I feel very privileged to be able to assist Guru Maharaj in this service.
He chose the name for this place as Vraha Bhavan, and that means Vraha is, and the meaning that he wants is it's a place of separation, cultivating separation from Krishna. That's the ultimate relationship that the gopis have, is serving Krishna and thinking of Krishna in separation. That's supposed to be the highest of all the rasas. And of the rasas, that's the most poignant. And he spends a lot of time, hours a day, just taking darshan of Radha Govinda. Just sitting there and meditating on them and meditating on what the Goswamis have said about Radha and Govinda and their different pastimes, and thinking about them in separation, even though they're here, but they're not here. They're here, but they're also in Goloka Vrindavan, and so he's really intensely cultivating that in his bhajan. So that's hours of his day.
O Govinda, feeling your separation, I am considering a moment to be like 12 years or more. Tears are flowing from my eyes like torrents of rain, and I am feeling all vacant in the world in your absence. I know no one but Krishna is my Lord, and he shall remain so, even if he handles me roughly by his embrace, or makes me broken-hearted by not being present before me. He is completely free to do anything and everything, for he is always my worshipful Lord, unconditionally. Padam Vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtana. Padam Vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtana. Padam Vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtana. Padam Vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtana.